What's up, guys? This is Lee from Lee's Reviews, and today I'm going to let you know my thoughts on these two great headsets here. These are the Bose QC35s, comparing it to the Sony MDR 1000s. Now, I already made my choice of which one I like better, but there's a lot of pros and cons to both of these, so I'm going to let you know what I think at the end, and I'll let you make your own choice. I'm going to start off with the cases here. These are both really good cases. They're both solid. I'd say the Bose feels a little bit better. It looks a little bit better. It's got this nice embossed logo, nice beveled edge, but in reality, once the devices are in the case, it's exactly the same. No points won here. As far as the way you use the device, the Sony's are not as intuitive as the Bose. The Bose, it's just a switch and three buttons. It couldn't get any easier. So if you're old and you have, you don't want to learn a bunch of different ways to use the device, get these. This is like the Apple versus the Android here. This has got a touchpad. It's got three different buttons here and with different modes when you hold them down. So we got the ambient sensor, the ambient noise, the noise canceling, the power. So my main concern isn't the volume at all or the skipping tracks. It's pausing. So with your finger pad, you don't know how much pressure you need to put on this pad to pause it. You don't know if you're supposed to press here. Am I going to press back? If you put two fingers by accident, you're going to end up doing the mode where you cover your hand and you can hear the outside world. So you actually use one finger, and how hard you have to smack your head and you hear that sound from the inside, and then you have to wait a few seconds just to unpause it and play it again. You have to let it think. It's just not as intuitive. Definitely ease of use goes to this. Feature wise, obviously goes to the Sony's. I do use these mostly for working out. So you wouldn't want to use the Bose for working out because this is like a sponge. It's just gonna soak up sweat, and it's made of Alcantara, and this one is made of the same material that the ear pads are made out of, and it's super like no air can go through it. Why would you need? Does your top of your head really need that much air going through it? Does it need to be porous? I don't think so. So this one definitely gets a nod for um, being able to use at the gym. As far as comfort, both sit on your ears really, really well. Unlike the Beats that I had, Beat Studio Wireless, they would move all around. Once you sit in your ear, they stay there. So while this takes a little bit more adjusting, you have to set these a little bit more back. The Bose, you put them on your ear and they find their place, mainly because they're light, maybe because the ear hole's a little bit bigger. But once you put them on, they find their place, and it's just like the buttons. Buttons are easy to use. You slip them on, easy to hear. It's really nice. This one you have to do just a little bit adjusting, but once you get the adjustment where you need it, it's the same thing. This one is a little bit heavier. The clamping is a little bit more clampier on the Sony's, but I actually enjoy the clamping against your head because it doesn't move as much. This little bit of head movement, and it does tend to want to move around. Um, but so as far as comfort goes, um, either one would work. Either one's good. I wouldn't say anybody won anything there. Looks, I would say I like the Bose. I like the little edge here. I like the logo there. I like it's very distinct looking. People can look at it and say, "Oh, those are Bose headphones." This one looks a little bit generic, the Sony's. Um, but as far once you pick them up, this one's really light. It's quality plastic, you can tell. But this one's all metal. This is like fake leather. Feels really nice. So another toss up. It doesn't really matter for me for looks. Both look really good. It's more about sound quality and Bluetooth connection, which I'll go on further in a little bit. Noise canceling. This is where it gets kind of weird. A lot of people saying the Sony's are the new king of noise canceling. I put on some white noise on my speaker, and it was blue, what's it called? Pink, gray, brown noise, violet noise. And this, I found out the Sony's are directional. So this is the noise canceling speaker. So when the sound was coming up from the bottom, I could hear the static really well. But once I tilted my head and got the speaker facing I got the mics facing the speaker. It canceled the noise better than the Bose, but the Bose were all 360 sound noise canceling. So anyway, whichever I turned my head, it was canceling the noise. It's just really good. So I would definitely go for the Bose for the 360 effect. This one is a little bit directional, but it doesn't really matter because they both block out sound really well. So it's not like one's better than the other. It's just one is once you play the music and listen to music, it doesn't really matter. Ambient sensor. I mean, this is a really really cool thing. So I was just if you're going to the grocery store or you're like me checking into the gym, and I give my card pass, and I just put my hand over the cup and I listen to him say hello, thank you, and then I take my hand off. It turns off the noise canceling, turns on the ambient sound, turns down the music. It does this all at once just by cupping your head, cupping the ear thing. So it's really, really neat feature. This one, you just take it off. It is light. It's simple. It doesn't have that feature, but it is easy to use. It's in that sense. So still not a deal breaker yet. Here's where the deal breaker comes in. Bluetooth. Now, I didn't notice it at first because I was only at the gym, but once I stepped outside to walk outside my car with these on, I had my phone in my left pocket and I got just cutouts all the whole way walking from my car to my house. It was incredible. I was like, "What's going on?" I put it in my right pocket. It was a little better, but it was that I didn't have any walls to bounce off the Bluetooth signal with. So, like, try if you even put your hand in your right pocket with the phone in, you're done for. You turn your head, it's gonna cut out for sure. I had to hold my phone in my hand for these. So that's when I bought the Sony's, and I had no such problem. These work fantastic. So I just doesn't matter which pocket, how far I'm away, it's always a stable connection. So big points to this one. So basically, at that point, this one goes. This one's trash. Whatever happens now, it's all about Sony. Um, but we're gonna keep going here. As far as sound quality, here's where it gets good. They both have different signatures, and I tested this. I put them on back and forth probably like 100 times, and what I found out is that the bass, like the vocals and the bass, are much more richer on the Sony's, and there is this thing that's separation. I was listening to Miguel's Adorn, and the bass gets mixed up with the vocals, so that the Bose actually the vocals vibrate like they have a it distorts the vocals, while this one actually has separation. So not only does the bass sound clear and more distinct and better on the Sony's, it actually separates the voices, separates the sound, so it sounds like the voice is in the back and the bass is in the front. I tried many other songs like Radiohead's 15 Steps, and it's same thing. The bass and the drum beat and all the electronic drum sounds are separated and very clear and distinct, as well as the vocals have their own bass and their own um, vibrato, whatever, sound to them. So it's just so much more richer, but it's not always good for these. So I was listening to Yeezy's Kanye West's On Site, and there's a lot of hi hats and tinny noises like that. So those are the highs. Um, the Bose was able to make those sounds very distinct and very clear, and it was actually able to sound really good. Um, Another thing with I was listening to Al Green's "Mend a Broken Heart," and it was there's a hi hat sound there, and it was so much more distinct and clear on the Bose. But for me, the both, if they can mend these two together, I'd say like 80% Sony's and or 70% Sony's, 30% Bose. If they can mend that together, it would be perfect. But can't have everything. So I would definitely go for the Sony's. It's just so much more rich. Um, there is like I said, on site by Kanye West, it was a little bit um, distorted and far in the background on the Sony's, and it just sounded more clear on the Bose. But the vocals are just more richer. Also, the loudness. Once the Sony's gets loud on the upper end, it starts to the mids and the vocals start to get really loud, like kind of like too loud. while the Bose brings everything up. So the bass gets better, the treble gets better, the vocals get better. This one, it's just like the bass stays the same, but the vocals just get louder, and it's not super satisfying at super high levels. But it is sounds better at any level that I would keep any of these. So all in all, I think the Sonys are better. Just putting a random song on, putting these on, then trying these on, this sounds so much better. That coupled with the Bluetooth problems with the Bose, I would definitely go for the Sonys. Unfortunately, these are $50 more. That's not much, and they don't say Bose and look all fancy. But I think these are the better choice, clamping wise. As far as comfort, they're basically the same. I would definitely go for the Sonys. So these are the headphones to buy. All right, if you like my video, please like or subscribe. That'd be awesome. I'll say hang loose, peace out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Please subscribe. Later.